Into things we go. It is Nuke to start off the show. Lynn Vision looking to impress in their first playoffs, and Clutch Gaming looking to survive after a tricky business is what actually gets them into the playoffs. I'm tea time with Michael Yumi Cassidy. Michael, this is looking to be a fast takeover towards ramp or maybe even A. Come through the Clutch, but Zaka intercepts, spots out 2, will back off the safety.
Abilities on Westmelon as well above the hut, so if they decide to run through, it would have been devastation. Starry is going to be pressured over towards the ramp, but now falling back, allowing Nelly to take some pot shots, but not a lot of connections here.
Well, Starry's getting connections all day long. Call him a mobile tower, because baby's sending out signals that everyone's getting.
Oh my god. That was...
It's crispy.
That was super clean. Oh, flashbacks. This guy...
Man.
I can't believe that.
Actually, just a quick note, because I was watching a Launders video earlier on today, where the title was, "This guy 1v5 G2 and then retired from Counter-Strike." And it was about Starry.
Yeah, no, I mean, that came out almost immediately after it happened as well.
Yeah. It was and this guy is definitely one of the main players who's been pushing forward the Lynn Vision side. He is such a talent.
Yeah. 16, I think, when he pulled off that ace, and 17 now. He's still got it in him. He hasn't lost it year to year.
Yeah.
He never actually retired, but...
Yeah, it was an entirely different thing, yes.
Well, only Glocks here for Clutch in the following round. They didn't get a whole lot of success. No bomb plant, not a whole lot of kills either. So they can make some money, and that's always nice. This will be one of the problems here for Clutch as well, is just managing the CT economy in any way that you can, whether it is on a round like this where you just funnel yourself into an M4 to make sure you're not giving 600 per kill over to an SMG. Yeah, these are confidence builders for Starry, that is for sure, but so long as the AWPs don't come out super nice and early and they don't have every Molotov down for consecutive rounds of Clutch answer back on this rifle buy, that will be the main objective to break in. And now that the AKs are out, we'll see if Clutch can actually capitalize on them.
Two flashes is always a little bit rough on Nuke. That means you've got to go for something a little bit faster. A lot of people always talking about the debate between the double flashes or the grenade on T side, and I feel like on Nuke especially, you just go double flashes every single time because of how necessary it is.
You can see as well with the positioning from Clutch, even if they did invest in nades, very likely to have been thrown early. Oh, wow, okay. Small gap in smoke timings. Clouden tried to take advantage, and now he's got the kill. So upgrade for free. This is one of the issues with having SMGs as well, is that if you do hand over a 1-for-1 duel, then you can't just let them upgrade further than they really should be able to. YZR took some damage to a nade early, and smokes to cross, at least to fake it here for Clutch.
This is so little ground gained, and that fake is not really being bought in. Sure, Expro is a little bit close by to it, but with Nelly in position, you're perfectly comfortable just holding and maintaining. This is going to be such a hard skill onto the bomb site. Only one flash available. Molotov well placed as well. Stardust traded out posthumously, and Starry good for 2 before he's finally been exchanged as well. CT's maintained the advantage, but it's very difficult to actually climb back up here for Nelly. He has to rely on Zaka providing some space for him to move in. Crazy is not looking to take first contact either. Flying. Cornered out. Zaka finds him, takes him down, and Crazy's there on second. Not even needing Nelly to come through.
Their first buy round and their first sets of kills on the Clutch Gaming side as well this game, but it doesn't matter. The retake there from Lynn is nice and patient. They just found a great timing as well for the hut flank. And even if one player did get dropped, it's very likely that things go traded. Nice to do some damage, nice to get a bomb plant, but would have happily converted if they could. I think the big problem will be, if you go towards ramp, you have to deal with Starry. If you go to A, you have to also fight him off on the retakes, and with the way that he started this game, I think it's fair to say he's got a hot hand. He's come in warm.
Look, the thing is, Starry's one problem, sure. And Starry's the one who we've been giving a lot of shine to because of, like we said, that 1v5 against G2 and whatnot.
And he's a
Those
young
are like
up-and-coming
career-making. Yeah, but we can't forget people like Zaka and Xpro either, because these guys have just been consistently around in the Chinese scene, looking like they're waiting for that player a la Starry to come through and help them get to the next level. Because something that everyone forgets is, you know, you look at Shiro and Gambit youngsters, you look at now Cloud9, obviously, you look at Axel there as well. A lot of the time, the remaining players are all excellent. They just need that one extra piece that can take them to the next level. And Lynn Vision look like they've got that, both with the combination of Vadim moving over towards the coaching position and Starry just, you know, being the guy he is. So it's not like anywhere else is easier.
Yeah, and their new additions as well have just been as young. Nice 1-for-1 over at ramp, though. Starry is dealt with nice and quick, and they get their hands on the rifle. Going 1-for-1 is not ideal. Zaka as well in it. Control can simply watch and wait for the right time, and they don't clear him. Unable to get the secondary spray onto Great Sage, but eventually he will be traded. Tech 9 out and a rifle recovered, so Stardust does have an escape route if he so chooses.
It's a great position to be inside. He's going to be able to move over to the side of the smoke. There's a gap in it as well, so if a second player wants to cross through, Stardust will know. Nelly around the corner. He's not going to realize Stardust doesn't spot the feed. In time, gets the headshot regardless, though, and Nelly inside the smoke will be tagged up. In the meanwhile, Great Sage yet to commit, will reveal his position, but he's got plenty of time to reposition as well. Time's ticking down low. No time to defuse, and Sage knows it. Will just go for the quick face. Grenade to his own face, and well, that won't matter either. He can save, and so can Nelly, but Nelly can't save the round. What a set of trades coming out. That first deagle shot from Flame was great, and the second one on top of it was just beautiful.
Yeah, there were a few moments where it felt like Lynn were about to take control over the round, and you know, some of that was Zaka, I think, being on the lower bomb site. These are positions that Clutch didn't consider, but things got out of hand rather quickly. So great job from Clutch to just hold on to that advantage and also just play time. They didn't overstep or overface when it came to the after plant, and Lynn couldn't really do too much about it. Rebuy from Lynn. Clutch are trying to go quick, and they're out as well. Great Sage isn't considered. He's not spotted. Nobody knows that he's out on the bomb site. Westmelon getting a couple of those kills first, though, so Clutch can't get out safely. It is only Cloudin that remains after an explosive opening start, but uh-oh. Cloudin made some noise throwing that nade, and Clutch are put in their place. I went a little strange. I'm not sure how one player was so successful in getting out, but the rest weren't.
The problem was that that one player who's gone out is playing on 4-3.
And he's also, I think, blinded by some of the flashes they're using to get in, so...
Even when he spots out Westmelon by the corner of his eye on our screen, he doesn't actually see him on his own. This is one of the reasons why I'm a big advocate of entry players who, you know, are going in if you've got like a fast style of play, maybe playing on 16-9. It's weird to adjust and whatnot, but the extra field of view is just so important. Westmelon getting a double there is just, it's criminal. You can't have that happen if you're going for a faster play over towards A. It's just, that's the ultimate deal breaker to any sort of round setup that you've got going on. So Lynn Vision, they do stumble, they do fall up against a half pipe, but they're right back in it.
The one concern will be that even though they have won a round, in the rounds that they didn't, they have not exactly found too many casualties. You want to prop up the CT economy as much as you can. Well, I mean, when I say prop up, I mean, you know, put it on a little pedestal and then remove one of the legs, just so it all comes toppling down at some point or another. But Clutch haven't been able to do that.
He wanted to be a house of cards, not a castle of bricks.
Yeah, and then if they happen to have hard heads and survive the fall, then fair enough to you. Talking about force buys here, that's the
I'm really
loose
like,
analogy
I
here
feel
I'm
like
going
we may have gone a little bit too far forward with that. But hey, man, the point is, wear your safety equipment, guys.
True.
That's what matters.
If they can harness some headshots from Great Sage. Only one that will invest in an AK, and the rest will hover 2K.
Flame was pretty damn good with the Deagle earlier on. A few opportunities over here could maybe arise as well through that. Is just the one who's actually going out fast outside. Crazy. Will not let him go by though. X-Pro to make quick work of him. And with this, wants to keep on peeking forward. There is still Flame up on top of the silo. Spotted out now. And the pot shots galore. X-Pro. That's a beautiful one.
Yeah, it took his time. Never felt like he was panicking in that circumstance. Well, this is a pretty boring looking round. Everybody going for individual fights, and everyone dying individually as well. Surprised Great Sage hasn't been the one to try and instigate much of the fighting, but he doesn't get much more success. Not much damage done onto Lynn in that round. Not too threatening. Clutch are still stuck at 1, but a reinvestment is around the corner. I want to see them go for faster attacks and do it together. They've been splitting up in the way that they pursue these opening duels, whether it's been a couple of players outside and a couple aggro door, or one player or two players sort of investigating the ramp but still holding people outside. They need to limit test Lynn to a certain degree at the start of these rounds, and maybe that's some of the limit testing they've been doing over a door. Clouden tried to get past the timing, but Westmelon was there to greet him.
X-Pro is going to have to come through in that duel versus Flame again. That seems to be the only real possibility for Clutch to be able to bring out a real entry over here, but even there, Flame's not willing to try and commit to it either. X-Pro does get tagged, but Isra's gone in the meanwhile, trying to cross before the smokes of Bloom, take a duel while he's doing so. Great save spotted as well, and that's a bomb reveal, so X-Pro can feel a little bit safer. Head spotted out for Flames, an opportunity or two given up, but none of them actually utilized.
Startles continue for both Cloud and IZR. No kills. The 3 that remain are the ones that have successfully found heads in previous rounds. Stardust also gone, so Flame and Great Sage. I would also wonder, you know, especially with European style CS, the way that's evolving, you might even see some teams save. But it feels like Clutch are going for it. It's in their name, so may as well.
Hey, Michael, I get it. You casted some outsiders, all right? They're going to go for it.
Hey, man, that's did it too.
Sorry. Flame's gone. Great Sage will be joining him. 5 players kept alive once again. Lynn Vision, like you highlighted, are being given a castle of bricks. And they're dropping them on the heads of Clutch repeatedly.
Yeah, they're just staying alive. And I'm all here for it, but Clutch have to be the ones to slash them with scythes. Otherwise, they're not really the Grim Reaper. They're just grim.
And not the player from Liquid.
No.
Who's now not in Liquid.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He is. He's legit. Nelly. Re-smoking maps where small slip the hand. Only success so far for Clutch has been on the force by Nelly. Wants to prevent that from happening again, but he is traded. Westmelon still alive from the Raptors, and X-Pro comes in from behind, maintains his single death only. Now everyone on Lynn Vision has died at least once. Nelly so far had evaded the dire fate, but it comes for everyone.
This is what you were kind of alluding to, and you bring it up when we were looking at the vetoes. The fact that Clutch pick into Nuke. It's a tall order and a bold move, but you would think that they would have identified something in the demo if this is the plan of attack, because Lynn have been good on Nuke historically. You know, they go toe to toe with other top Asian teams on this map, and they either beat them or they pull it close. So yeah, they've gone with a brazen choice, and I don't know if all that bravado has really panned out the way they expected. Maybe even like the South African team would have had to go to America for this one to work.
I'm also a little bit curious about the fact that, you know, like you mentioned about demo work, I'm also a bit curious about the fact that Lynn Vision's gone full default. It's not like they've done anything special, gone for any pushes. They're quite literally just waiting and taking the duels. So it seems like that's a tendency that should be easier to exploit. You know, X-Pro hasn't been going for too many different positions to play from. Generally has been back credit or garage initially. You know where Star is going to play. You know how you can theoretically avoid him and whatnot. None of the attacks from Clutch Gaming seem to be concentrated at target one point. And underdog, look, this sounds gimmicky, but that's what an underdog has to do. Hell, Clutch even have an advantage in one way, which is that, you know, for quite a while, Lynn probably didn't know it was Clutch that they were going to go up against.
Yeah, at the same time, you know, Clutch didn't know. So the reasoning for this was Rare Adam pulled out, YK pulled out, so Renewal and Clutch took their spots. I know we kind of talked about it earlier, but I don't think we quite explained that the Rare Adam had also kind of
I forgot about Rare Adam, I'll be honest, but yeah, you're right.
So to have these teams kind of spring in and try and put some pep in their step. Yeah, they're going to be a little hungrier, obviously, than the teams that are already pushed through to the finals, especially when Lynn have had such an easy road so far through the group stage. I mean, they had a flawless run, so I've got a lot more to prove, but haven't seen much proof in the pudding.
It doesn't quite go far enough. Looks like a full A-side hit to come through with the execution, the flashbangs. Clouden trying to move inside is actually blocked inside his own movement. Misses out the shots as well, and there's too many players to contend with. Great Sage contested down as well. It's only Stardust left alone in a 1-on-3. Quickly brought down, and despite what looked like some good entry possibilities, that missed movement cost them everything.
Yeah, slower paced. If he was faster out of hut, would have likely punished the main player and would have allowed his teammates out of door more successfully. Small things like that can certainly add up, and Lynn Vision capitalized once again. The burst execute there from Clutch I mean, it seemed like a pretty solid call in actuality, but just the execution, it feels like it's almost dreary the way that Clutch are fighting these angles. Yo, there's one Heaven. I'll go check Heaven, but it feels like there's a lack of urgency. And I'm sure they recognize they're in a pretty dire spot, but sometimes the brain and the mind don't always connect.
Bullets have been connecting to the brain pretty often, though. Most of them have been Lynn, but these half-buys have yielded some results. Great Sage now left alone in a 1-on-2. Try and yield some more. Spots out, Spotway in his head, but can't really do much with it with his hands.
No one on Lynn cares that they're dying. They've got so much money. Few opportunities to see teams break into to 5 digits, but when they do, you know it's bad. Especially when the whole squad's with them. Ain't nobody left behind.
Zach has actually brought down early on Cloud and able to find that first frag. Nelly inside the smoke, his spam will go, but none of it actually connecting. Cloud's been given a lot more space, and with this, Clutch Gaming can actually slow things down, a luxury they haven't had in a long time. Starry's rotation down to Decon, or rather right above it, has been swiftly brought upon them, but that spreads the CT herd very thin.
Rotating down the vents, if Nelly decides to be so bold, would be a mistake. There's a second player moving in to reinforce the lower side, and that will be Westmelon. So they might account for Starry, but a secondary in position, that might be harder to read.
Even so, oh, that's a beautiful first frag to find. Westmelon surely going to be found, and he does get the first kill, dropping the bomb in the process at the very least, and buying some space for his teammates to actually start coming back through. A flashbang to keep them delayed, and Clutch have stalled. They are terrified of moving back in. They don't know where these players are, and now their worst fears are going to come to fruition. 3 CTs already on the bomb site in perfect positions that can't be smoked off because you don't have the smokes. Time is ticking down low. Bomb is out in the open. How exactly are you going to actually be able to deal with this? The lineup comes through. Stardust will be able to molly them out. Expro's gone. A quick trade from Clouded as well, as Nelly is the only one to actually strike through. The CTs are still holding on to hope, but that hope might be running out. Iza shot him down low HP in the worst angle, but he gets a duel anyway.
Yeah, they were waiting so long for Flame to pull off this flank from heaven towards ramp, and by the time he got there, it was a 1-for-1 trade, but it gave them just enough room. That looked scary there for Clutch, because like you were mentioning, the fact that there were so many bodies there for Lynn, and they had eyes on the bomb that whole time, they needed to be able to deal with the number of players, whether it was Westmelon in the close cubby or the double ramp setup that Lynn had gone for. It took them a long while to realize, I think, as well, that they needed to move a little quicker in that round as well. Time was running out, but secondary for Clutch, and one that came off of an opening opportunity, then converted to the lower site. See if Lynn let this fall away from them, or whether they maintain the lead, and it seems like it will be the latter. Starry, that is perfect on lower, and they've got the bomb. Nelly as well can take up the fort.
18-3 on Starry, man. Not even playing the most high position. Probably.
Kind of feels like it's the B anchor spot for a Mirage type of role. You know, ramp is very much about keeping yourself alive.
Yeah.
Sometimes those anchors feast. It's very rare, but sometimes they do.
Every rotate, you're getting 3 kills. Yeah.
Sorry, eat good.
Time's ticking down low. Melody is in a fantastic position as well. Flashbang sails past him. Thought he's actually going to turn around and face into it, but with Stardust falling, barrels showing, Nelly just comes through, brings him down. 4 players kept alive. Once again, Lynn Vision, despite some momentary hiccups, will be A-okay.
Consecutive wins has been an elusive one for Clutch Gaming. They have damaged some of that Lynn Vision economy, but it doesn't even matter now. I feel like getting to 10 rounds is the satisfactory amount for Lynn, but there's still opportunities for improved growth. I don't know what Clutch really do, aside from maybe just grouping up and targeting one of the areas together as a squad. Something that we haven't seen them do thus far. And in the prior rounds, they have run a lurker. So even if they decided to go with like a 4 group and a 1 split, or go as all 5, Lynn would have to consider the idea of a lurk. They set that precedent early in this half.
Problem is, the one precedent that's just been consistently set early on by Lynn is winning. I feel like that's a precedent you've got to break.
Yeah, hard one to beat.
Yeah. At least they don't find any kills on outside. This time early on, before the smokes will boom, Iza is able to cross safely. Great Sage as well, right with him.
Tried to escape behind those doors, but gets spammed to all hell. That's the one. They'll take that.
Flame alive outside, but Expro will find him. That's massive. That cuts off that second limb to the attack and actually opens up possibility of a secret flank that they have to care about more. Bomb will be planted safely. Cloudin to get it down. A grenade at his feet will keep him a little bit honest, but a nade right back over. Oh, there's so much firepower being exchanged on the side, and none of them are bullets.
Yeah, give him a tennis.
CT still have the advantage. But who is going to serve first? Cloud, and he's around the corner. Molotov has finished. Footsteps given up. Cloud and playing up close and personal. Great shot with the Tech 9. Going 2 for more. A few missed shots from Nelly. Looked like it was going to set up, but Cloud and pairs it up with his own misses and whiffs. Great save. Still alive. Round the corner he goes. Nelly taps out the bomb defuse. Oh, is there to find the quick kill before Nelly can really have his teammate backing him up, and Expro is too far off. The 3rd round secured for Clutch. And once again, man, it is these Tech 9 rounds which look oh so deadly.
Yeah, and it's these retakes as well that look like the stumbling blocks for Lynn. The problem has been for Clutch, they haven't been actually able to get too many bomb plants, but when they have, they've been very good in these after plants, and so that has to be the way they crack in and succeed more on this T side, is just somehow getting themselves into a decent position, because that was a 3-on-4. You know, the numbers were there for Lynn, and Clutch simply played their positions perfectly.
Oh, Zaka. Right back into things they go. Clutch Gaming are in another 3-on-4 with the CT somewhat split apart. This is where they did find some success before as well, so potentially something to do with it, but the amount of ground that they've gained is very different to prior similar scenarios.
Wonder whether Cloud and Pieces is one together. There's no way the A bomb site is completely vacated. So unlikely.
Does he spot the barrel?
I think he sees it.
I mean, now he does, and that barrel's staring him down. So, can't be too happy about it. Westmelon aware of that possibility, and perfect timing as well for the peak. Secondary one goes a little bit more awry. Two players coming up through vents will be very difficult, though they're heavily reliant on Expro being able to get something to distract these T-side players. Zaka has decided that he's not even going to try from the vents, and Stardust, despite being flashed up, will retreat. This is a surprisingly good setup for Clutch at the way things are going, but the problem is they're not going to have eyes out on that vents player. Starry has Great Sage pushing right through the smoke to take him down, and Zaka's position was already known as well. Clutch Gaming, another fantastic recovery, finally living up to their name.
Yeah, a little bit of mid-rounding certainly goes a long way. That's 4 kills for Great Sage as well to pick it piece and limb from limb. Surprised that Lynn have let that slip, because they seem to get away with a few more kills than they should have, right? Like maybe even Clouden should have been able to find Westfell in the first place, but there appears to have been a new spark of life here for Clutch, and all that money that was looking great for Lynn has finally broken. They're down on SMGs and scouts, but they're doing a lot of damage in the opening segment.
Opening kills are not necessarily things that work out for Clutch ever, but hey, makes for some entertaining rounds sometimes, so maybe that's what we're looking for. Flame. Great stuff as Zaka will end up falling Expro. A little bit worried about either side, as there could be a jump up, but no one checking him. IZR. I'm sorry, buddy. I know it had to be this way, but it is what it is.
Well, slow approach, and Clouden will try and increase the pace, but Great Sage with that AWP wants to hopefully have somebody peek into him. Shouldn't happen, not until Flame is gone, and well, Great Sage didn't have the HP to trade, so an 11-4 half for Lynn Vision. Clutch, they picked into this map, so we'll see if their defense is up to scratch after the break.
Back into things we go. Clutch Gaming having made this a little bit more respectable than perhaps the scoreline would suggest. Lynn Vision was truly dominating, if not for a few great 3v4 rounds that they were able to pull together. Now the question is whether or not they can do maybe a little bit better on that CT side. I say, yeah, well, that's not a great way to start.
No, but at least Cloud getting a reciprocating frag is... Oh, goodness. Yeah, Zacher seems to have crashed out of the round, so they are one less extra man down. Clutch have a significant man advantage, but they were finding that even before things went oh so wrong. Clutch will take the pistol on the CT side, but Lynn will have to take a pause and allow for Zacher to come back.
Hey, man, that's just how good Clutch is. Have you ever killed someone with that firing bullets or using utility? I don't think you have, Michael.
No, I've never been quite so successful.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people die to one single bomb plant, though, so I guess that kind of counts.
Yeah, but then, I guess, I don't know, man. That's I've seen a lot of that happen, actually, when the Inferno change came through. It's really funny. Just for like
mainly
a week in Face It, people just dying because they're like, what? I planted bomb on default. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's so far away. Especially escaping B, man. Like, the A change, I'm all for, but with how much it is different, the B bomb site is, like, crazy
it is pretty
on
nuts.
that map.
It's pretty nuts.
And then on Nuke, you can just stand in decon and you don't die. So.
I think Vertigo is the one with the lowest radius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The floors aren't that far apart vertically, and...
I feel like they could have just fixed that by thickening the floors rather than reducing the radius. Yeah. But who am I to tell Valve how to code, man?
Yeah, who are you to tell
I am Mamoon Sabri, actually. I'm from a small town in Pakistan, and I've got some feedback for your game.
Please, take the feedback. Are we simply continuing? No, I see it. I see a player undefined.
Yes.
There he is.
His skill level cannot be contained. He will not be residing by your definition. Clouden, however, will be flashed up and very much contained. There's actually a player who's missed out, is moving a little bit in his road down to Ven, and that's Westman, and he just goes ahead and finds Clouden, takes him down before being traded. Starry's the one to come through with another connection. We know it's all about objective gaming here, though. That's why we're showing you the bomb, guys. That's what it's all about.
Flame and Great Sage are all that stand between Clutch and a round loss. Gotta pull off something, double doors swung, and trying to find the advantage, but knows that they're not quite on it just yet. Great Sage, he's trying to make sure he has enough room, and Flame will deal with his, but Zacher and Nelly can simply trade positions and go 1-for-1 because likeliness of a kit is low. That's about the worst thing that could have happened here for Clutch. Win the pistol, lose the second. Money sucks.
Yeah, Clouden couldn't have fallen there. That's just not an option, unfortunately. Your player closest to be able to actually go through and threaten the rotate back in from the back from the back of vents as well, from behind them, is just such a crucial casualty, because when he falls, then you need a longer time. Maybe you drop down from heaven if you're in heaven to take care of that play. It's just a whole different headache.
Just funny that Westmelon missed the vent, but he got a kill because of it. Wow.
Well, Clouden does make up for some of his previous aggression, or rather, try to make up for it. He is traded out at the end of the day, and advantage is still in the hands of Lynn. Clutch has done some of their finest work with pistols, though, and maybe this is a chance. Flame! Only good for the one, unfortunately. He's been having a rough time on that one double kill with the Deagle round.
Well, I think the call has been made. Expro clears the entirety of the A-bomb site and has seen and heard nothing, so the rest of the squad are going to join him. No due diligence outside. Well, smokes didn't last forever, so Stardust has got his hands on an M4. But might be important that he saves that in the next round. IZR as well can move to do the same. Wait a second, there's another rifle out here. You can get a scout if you want.
I feel like that's not exactly the highest level of consolation.
It isn't, but they'll take
513, but we can take a scout.
There is an AK at ramp now, so seems to be the path they're going on, but Lynn have also moved to cover it. Oh, no, they left. Come on, IZR, you can get yours too.
Seems to be a little bit worried about the possibility of them covering it off, but I guess he just forgot. I mean, comms might not be the best right now. You know, you're 5-13 down, probably planning on to do in the next round and rounds after that as well. It's not ideal, but, you know, you sort of understand.
You want to follow the money, though.
Yeah. That is generally good advice for life.
Well, as you can see in the map picks at the top, it was Nuke, Ancient, and then Vertigo. So
Might be a tough ask to get to that third one with the way this has gone so far.
they've outshot them, and they've not been outmaneuvered too many times, really, in this game so far. Yeah, Lynn are just on the money. Stardust already has lower cut off, so they lose some outside presence. They are at least aware that this is a possibility. It will come down to Starry versus Stardust, and Starry might just make him into dust.
That's such a annoying spread of the Molotov right towards the end of it as well. Stardust was thinking about maybe crossing over from behind it for so long. I like the push coming out from the CTs over here, though. That's quite nice. But Starry, I don't know if he'll actually end up being caught off from behind. He should already be inside the bomb site by the time it starts to activate. CTs will be moving up. No bare faces to take an eye out for. Great save spots out X-Pro, but X-Pro's just now got to be careful about that. Deagle on the other side. IZR moves in and for to try and cover off X-Pro's position, but Stardust will not be given a duel for free. X-Pro just backs off, wants to save his life, and Stardust will be looking to accomplish the same.
Super smooth, nice and easy. Ain't no troubles here for Lynn, but damage being done afterwards is always nice. Something they can add up on, but all that remains is Flame, and it seems like they've gotten indication of where he is. USP. And had a Zeus, but can never use it. 14 for Lynn. The game's not been in too close a contest. The few rounds that Clutch have been able to get have been one round, and then we see a couple from Lynn in response. Never able to get any sort of consistent groove going, and going into the second half, that has not changed. It really does feel like Lynn are going through the motions. You said that they were playing fairly default CT. Even on T, it just feels as though they're letting loose a little.
Not feeling the need to show off too much. Of course, you would be setting up some of that for the later portion of the playoffs as well, if you can get there. Stardust, good first few kills for him, but trades are equivalent, and that gives access to the A-bomb side a little bit too easily. And Vision. Have to be aware about Flame coming in from the back lines. Molotov in the hands of a player. X-Pro's caught out as he's trying to check out that utility. And with the one-way smoke up on Heaven, that'll be a constant threat. Starry's trying to push in from behind, try and circle around, play for the kills rather than the bomb plant, and he will not find them. Clouden to connect.
Maybe there are signs of life. Maybe just. Nice to see that they're able to win a lot of these fights where in some of the earlier rounds they would lose out. It was consistent trades back and forth, and once the fight from behind started to come, that was when it felt like Lynn lost hope. Just for that round, though. I know they've got many, many more ahead of them. They can send out those feelers and not feel as pressured as maybe Clutch were in the early stages of the first half. I'm surprised we haven't seen more variation to outside utility from Clutch, considering it was their pick. Lynn have yet to really explore many of those options themselves so far in this half, but we've only really seen like that 2 red container smokes. We've never seen the leaning wall or the L block smokes.
Like I said,
your most creative.
Wouldn't be too surprised if this was something of, hey, let's just what? Sorry. Yeah, let's just try and save some strats, so to speak. That's not really a concept that most people believe in CS the same way, but I think definitely when there's as lopsided of a match as it is going on right now, Lynn shouldn't feel too much pressure. Clouden, though, Good kill to find initially, and a miss Molotov actually might end up assisting him. No, it doesn't. Crazy. X-Pro is just fantastic. Westmelon as well, just walking right into the ramp angle. Flame unable to connect. That is such a huge difference from the impenetrable fortress of Starry that ramp seemed to be in the first half.
Oh my god, the trigger discipline from Stardust is so perfect. They thought they got it for free, and it seemed like 4x3 might have played a factor in that one. A little bit hard to see. 2-on-2 now, and IZR has also got his kill. Nelly, a 1v2 now presented.
Try and make this one work, but Great Sage is right above him. Clutch. I'm glad to see that they're holding on for their life, even if it is a little bit tough to do so. Very heavily reliant on some of these individual plays coming through. But when they do actually capitalize, they look good.
Yeah, lovely stuff from Stardust in this round. I mean, really just took his time and made sure that the first one was a given before he could go and attack the second. Both of them were threats considerably. It's not like he was presented a back ever. If either one of them gave just a cautionary glance, very likely he died. So, big risk, massive reward.
Oh, while blind, Clouden will connect through and drop the bomb as well. IZR trying to come in from behind. That is so aggressive. Tech9 now switched out as well. Instead of going through right back down underneath the vents and potentially giving back a kill, they will just chill out. Let it be. However, that's still one way for Zaka to come through and capitalize.
Anton M4 and a smoke that's deployed. Flame is on the lower side, but Zacher's still doing more and more damage. Clouden also suffers, but does put both him and Nelly within an inch of their life. Can always appreciate that IZR got super aggressive in this round. It felt like there was not a whole lot of room once Lynn missed the opening in the vent. And now Nelly is all that remains.
And not much of him, in all fairness.
Mm-hmm. It's like one toe hobbling about by itself.
You know, in the Addams family, you know, you've got the hand just hobbling around. Yep. That's basically what Nelly is.
You get a ball of hair flopping about as well.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
Good show. Well, this has been a bit of a good show from Lynn Vision so far, but a few small stops, and let's hope that the season doesn't just get cancelled. Clutch Gaming are going to pick up some steam. Great Stage now with the AWP as well. Hopefully, would like to see some aggression coming out from him on outside. So Zaka's predominant path for the AWP was just to try and take a peek straight into Mini. Not the most variation you can go for in a map like this, but it would just be nice to see some sort of aggression. Great repositioning from Great Sage. Actually ends up saving his life as the second player was repositioning to try and do the pop-up from the silo. Instead, Clouden comes through, takes his space, doesn't spot the second player. Instead, looks for the boost, and he will connect. That's so many shots fired. I cannot believe he actually finds it. That seems a bit strange, but that's just what the silencer will do for you, I suppose.
Yeah. You think after the seventh shot, X-Pro would have maybe realized, I think I might be seen here.
Nobody dodges 6 of my bullets and survives for the 7th one.
Yeah, it was very surprising to see him stay, but hard for him to realize where exactly he was getting shot. Maybe just, to him, it just sounded like somebody was spamming the edge of the red container, and he didn't know where. Who knows? Either way, Clutch are able to piece it together. I do agree having a more aggressive ult would be nice to see. The only time we saw variation was, I think, what, a ramp setup for Zacher one round. I think it was against the anti-rush. It's a peculiar place to play it, all things considered. Sort of playing really close to the MP9 and could get his hands on a rifle if it's a 1-for-1.
He's got a lot of information. A whole lot of it. Starry found and brought down. X-Pro to trade, but it is Stardust to now connect on Nelly and let the rest of his team come through while having given footsteps over for him actually having gone back to hut. Now that won't matter, as Lynn Vision do still have safe passage into the B-bomb site, and the bomb plant will be guaranteed as well. That shot wasn't actually fired. Great Sage instead pulls out the grenade maybe a bit early. Who knows? That could have gone right into the body.
Clutch have been very good at the after plants, so now's the time to continue that. IZR will be disconnected from the rest of the team, so Clutch are 3-on-3 on the site.
They are waiting for IZR to come through, but, well, that's only one of them. And already gone. Stardust on the bomb site itself, trying to go for the defuse. They are just falling apart. Guys, you can't go for the same lineup right after. Okay.
That is so well done, though, from Westmelon. Just to have that crosshair exactly where the distance is to sort of get quickly onto that bomb. He reads them perfectly once that smoke is down. But you're right, you shouldn't be in the same spot if you get spammed there first.
Especially with the amount of time that was left. It's not like it's like, oh, you can hear the 10-second music and you're getting scared or something.
It's our last chance. 6-round difference, and Lynn already at the finish line. Just need to take that next step forward. And they are being quick towards the red container. Around the corner is Clouded, and I think spotting the barrel first is what gives him away. He knows he has to run now. It's out. Not too much damage taken either, so probably counting his lucky stars. Flame. Oh, he faked like he would have been dropping down, but they did actually pull out utility without any sound cues to confirm. Molly will keep Clouded back, and all things considered, this is good stuff from Clutch so far, keeping people alive and updating information.
Oh, nice kill to find for Westmelon. Once again, able to come through with a fantastic position. Crouching underneath that crosshair. Great Sage. Well, connecting Nelly in the meanwhile. And Starry's position completely unknown. He's been allowed to lurk all over outside and into the hell area. Now maybe even into Mini's player as Stardust peeks forward and actually wins out that duel. It's been a rare thing to say that someone just out-peaks Starry completely, but that's exactly what's been happening for a couple of rounds now. X-Pro trying to come around the corner. Flame has got to defend, able to crouch out of the crouch out of vision for a second. Zaka's not going to know he's over here. Zaka's going to end up dropping the bomb as well as he falls. X-Pro with the bomb in the open. Played a contest with beautiful shot to start things off, but the quick adjustment to the right side also read into. Lynn Vision will take out Nuke, and they do it in style.
Man, great stuff from Starry, X-Pro, and Nelly, but the first map done. We'll have to wait to see, and we'll be back to discuss how this one all played out after the break.